What's going on YouTube? Dr. Kemp here once again, and in the last video I shared with you some future projects that I have plans to work on, and they were amplifiers, 147, 122s, 251s, 47s, amplifiers. There's the amps. In this video, I'm going to share with you some other projects that I have plans to work on, and let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to turn the camera right here, and you see a stack of items right there. Let me show you what this is. Okay. These are Leslie crossovers. That's what they are. Leslie crossovers. So, I have a stack of... Ooh, I got a line. I'm going to change my angle here. So I got a line now. Okay, there you go. I have a stack of these. I'll count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have looks like 4 crossovers. Oh, yeah, over here on the bench. And what I will be doing with these is I will first of all evaluate the capacitors on here and determine whether or not they are within specifications, and if they're outside of the range, which I expect that in these vintage Leslie crossover networks, that the capacitance has drifted significantly over time. So I anticipate having to recap these 4 Leslie crossover dividing networks. And that's cool, because I have the components to do that with. Now, it wouldn't be cool if I didn't have the parts, or if I didn't have the knowledge and the ability or the skill to do it. But because I have all of that, it's not a big deal. So it's another project to keep me busy, something to do. And it makes money as well, because if I'm going to sell crossover, I'd rather sell a crossover that is within specifications, and so that's what I'll guarantee when I install this crossover. It'll be within specs. I have a video here on YouTube that explains what happens when where I explain what happens when one of these crossovers is not within specs. I'll share it with you in case you have not seen that video, and I recommend that you do go back and check it out. What will tend to happen is that when you play the organ through this crossover, you'll get what is known as bleed or bleed over. The bass, rather than going down to the bass woofers, the bass signal will go up into the upper driver. So your upper driver will be trying to play the bass rather than just playing high frequency notes, and your bass woofer won't be receiving the signal as it should, at the level that it should be receiving it. In other words, the dividing network is not properly dividing the signal. It's not properly dividing the high frequency from the low frequencies coming from the organ, with all of the frequencies going to the upper driver. And you do that, you play it that way, you're going to blow your upper driver. And so you don't want to do it. And it doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound good at all. It's out, it's not balanced. It's out of balance. So that doesn't sound good. It sounds crazy. You'll be playing the organ and you're like, hey, my organ, something's wrong with my organ. What's going on with my organ? You know, that's what organists will say. That's what the organists will tell me. Oh, something's wrong with my organ. My organ it's all bassy. And even though we love that bass, we love some heavy bass. We like bass to sound like the P-Funk bass, the flashlight bass. We want that heavy bass in the left hand. But you don't want that. You don't want it. You want it balanced. You don't want it overwhelming bass coming up through your upper driver. You want the bass to go into the bass woofer, and you want the high frequencies coming out of the upper driver. And to have that, you must have a Leslie dividing network, a crossover that's doing what it was designed to do. And in order to have that happen, the capacitors must be good in the crossover, and then your crossover can work. So over time and over the years, I mean, these are 1960s crossovers. So the capacitors will have drifted outside of the specification range and lead to the problem that I just mentioned to you. And so this is a future project that I'll be working on. I tell you what, I'm going to come back with another video. I'm gonna stop this one, and then I'll show you another project or other projects that I'll be working on. I'll do a few more of these videos sharing with you other projects that I'll be working on. So until then, Dr. Kemp, Hammond Doc saying to you, you have some peace there, okay?